so that she can then go to office and do their bidding for them. Want to talk about transparency? Happy to do it.
The Michigan Senate race is heating up as the primary day draws closer and closer, and the race that was originally between 3 candidates is now mainly down to 2, the progressive Abdul Al-Sayed and the corporate AIPAC-backed Israel Comes to Me in My Dreams candidate, Haley Stevens. Yeah, she really said that, by the way. And El-Sayed just released this amazing takedown video after Haley Stevens tried to call him out for not being transparent, and at this point, Stevens should just call it quits. There is no winning after this.
Hey friends, you see this ad?
Haley Stevens, a proven fighter for Michigan.
Okay, how about this one?
Congresswoman Haley Stevens is leading the fight to hold ICE accountable.
You might think that those ads were paid for by Haley Stevens for U.S. Senate because, of course, it's Haley Stevens who's running for U.S. Senate, but they weren't. In fact, Haley Stevens has not done a single ad for her own campaign. Every single ad that you've seen has been brought to you by either AIPAC itself acting through UDP or some shell pack that's meant to take UDP money and tie it in with some other corporation. The question is not about an individual's personal finances. The question is about how many people has Congresswoman Stevens made rich during her time in Congress? How many favors has she done for corporations? How much money are they paying her off so that she can turn around and do their bidding? When we talk about transparency in government, that's the transparency that matters for you. As you all know, I want to get money out of politics, put money in your pocket, pass Medicare for all. It seems to me like Congresswoman Stevens is a lot more interested in figuring out how much money she can funnel on behalf of a organization that wants to send your tax dollars to drop bombs on other people's children and backstop a foreign government. She wants to take as much money from the pharmaceutical industry and from the banking industry and from big AI to launder it into our politics so that she can then go to office and do their bidding for them. Want to talk about transparency? Happy to do it.
Yikes! Yeah, Haley, damn, talk about transparency. Abdul's scary tax returns are her main concern when it really should be how his campaign has released all of their financial records, which shows that they have raised over $7.5 million from individual contributions alone, whereas Haley Stevens has also received millions of dollars from individual wealthy donors and super PACs alike. If we look a little bit closer at her campaign contributions here, she has received directly $258,000 from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, otherwise known as AIPAC. On top of that, she has also received $1.54 million from pro-Israel individuals as well as super PACs alike. She's also garnered over $248,000 from other lobbying and public relations committees, as well as the Democratic Leadership PAC giving her $240,000. And she's also gotten a bunch of money from corporate lawyers, as well as private healthcare, private insurance, and also a $32,000 donation from the Blackstone Group. So that's a definitely interesting one there for sure. She also has gotten some donations from the Ford Motor Company, but I guess it is Michigan after all. Shout out to opensecrets.org for all of this information on her campaign contributions. You can go check it out for yourself. It is a great resource that I really do appreciate. And this is also just from 2025-2026, right? She has been collecting super PAC money and from other donations and other campaigns for years, and some of that money has actually been moved over to this campaign. It is interesting that the second that she's running against a let's get money out of politics, anti-Israel, anti-corporation candidate, the money in this race has just skyrocketed. Yeah, maybe the corporations are a little bit worried about someone who doesn't like them being in power. So all that being said, what the hell does she know about transparency? Right? Abdul Al-Sayed is part of this new progressive wave that we've been seeing all across the country that has been hard focusing on the workers and the people of America, right? We've been seeing victories in New York, Washington, D.C., and more to follow, and Al-Sayed, it just must win come primary day because we cannot have another candidate like John Fetterman in Congress. I mean, just listen to all the shit-slinging he's been doing on Fox News recently.
I mean, if you have such contempt for Israel, I mean, of course, you're also anti-American, and you're anti-Western civilization, and you're, seeing anti-capitalism and the American way of life. I mean, now they're all socialists, of course, and now there's communists and now Marxists, and now they're proud of this. Now, I remain as really the last Democrat in the Senate that's proud to stand with Israel. Absolutely.
So according to John Fetterman, if you do not like Israel because they have carried out a genocide against the Palestinian population and continue to bomb Lebanon and send illegal settlers into the West Bank to take over land that was Palestinian land, you are now actually anti-American and anti-Western civilization as a whole, whatever the hell that means. It is just absolutely insane. We just don't want our tax dollars being spent blowing up hospitals and apartment buildings, across the world. And I guess not wanting that now is bad. And you're actually a bad person for not wanting that to happen. It's just all insane. And we are seeing the effects of this rhetoric come to bite these people in the ass. Because Americans understand who is at fault for this, right? It is the Israeli government, Benjamin Netanyahu, and his supporters. Even liberals who grew up super pro-Israeli and anti-Palestinian are shifting their stance in droves.
But I was always instinctively pro-Israeli and anti-Palestinian growing up. What's shaping the views now? Images out of Gaza, images out of the West Bank, images out of Lebanon, a famine out of Gaza, and an American president who tells Netanyahu, go. You're unrestrained until his war in Iran goes horribly wrong.
The public perception on Israel has never been worse, right? And yet you still have candidates like Haley Stevens and people like John Fetterman who cannot stop in their support for the nation no matter what they do. Like literally, no matter what. I mean, this is the person who has said that Israel does come to her in her dreams, for Christ's sake.
And in the United States Congress, I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future.
Like she seems to care more about Israelis than the people of Michigan, right? A nation that continues to steal land from the Palestinians and remove their culture and their history from the region. And on that kind of dark note, I wanted to share this story with everyone about Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I know we're taking a turn here, but it's interesting, I promise. It's also a little fucked up, and isn't that kind of what we do here? So Ben & Jerry's is releasing this ice cream flavor in Israel, a milk and honey flavor, and it's an official product. The Israeli government posted about it, like it is a thing. But that's interesting because Ben & Jerry's is a company that has come out and supported Palestine throughout the entire conflict. So what the fuck is this? Well, I'll let Ben Cohen explain the first part.
Ben & Jerry's was a publicly held corporation. Jerry and I did everything we could to try to keep it independent, but SEC rules forced the board to make a decision to have the company sold because Unilever was offering so much money for it. But there was a legally binding agreement that we negotiated that made it so that they had to maintain the social mission, and now the new company Magnum is, violating that.
So Ben & Jerry's was sold to this company, as this person says here, and they got upset with Ben & Jerry's after they announced they'd no longer sell the ice cream in the occupied territories. Unilever then sold the official license to the Israeli owner, so they have the rights to all the brand names and imagery of Ben & Jerry's, but don't have to listen to what Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield actually want, the founders of the company. So they went behind their backs, sold the naming rights of the official licensing and all of this to the Israeli licensee, which now operates independent of Ben & Jerry's International. Also, they can get back at the evil boomers who just want their company to be politically progressive and stand for Palestinian rights. How dare they? This one post really tickled me about the whole thing. It was like, this ain't Ben & Jerry's. No, that's Netanyahu's. And anyway, that just made me chuckle. Wanted to share that one for you. So if you thought that this story was nuts or the whole Haley Stevens situation just getting completely out of hand, be sure you join our fight here at USDS for more news like this. And don't forget to leave a like on this video and comment your thoughts down below. I would love to hear about them. But I think that's going to do it for me. I'm Yago Lashua. Have a good day. Goodbye.